Good evening, and welcome to another episode of The Problem with Being Awake. My name's Ben, so let's have a chat, shall we? So, one thing that's been bothering me and the world, I think, is we've realised that we've already let technology and computers go too far. And I think if you speak to any artificial intelligence scientists, they would agree. In fact, several have apologised for possibly finding out the existence of God by accident. But Lee, I can't remember. He's an oldish man, 70 odd, being interviewed at Oxford University, and he talked about how AI has the power to ruin the world. Yet we're still doing it. Why? Why do we do it? Well, we do it because we want to. Because we like things quicker. We like things to be easier. We like things to be better. And we traded in patience for instant gratification. 5.3 billion people use the internet on a daily basis. 33 point something don't have access to it, which leaves just under 2 billion, just under 2% of the world's population who aren't using the internet daily. Who could? And I think that stat speaks for itself. And what is gamification, gamifying? Because I was asked this recently, and the answer came back and said, well, gamifying is neither good nor bad. It depends on the intensity of the gamer and the game they're playing. Now, I had to say, I'm sorry, I disagree. Gamification is actually a word for people who are playing far too much computer games and becoming completely obsessed by them. I think it's over 50% of young adults, don't quote me, it's an approximation, but over 50% of young adults in the Western world last year, so that's ages 18 to 25, preferred their online world to the real world. Now, you might ask, who can blame them? The real world's not looking that good at the moment. It's not winning as many points as it should. But that's why we need to act. Something needs to be done. Some level of unity between a lot of different countries need to come together about a lot of things. Militarily, yes. Social media, that's very difficult. But gamification, that's not. There are people who play these computer games, and what gamification? So gamifying is when you're addicted to a computer game. Gamification is when you're so addicted to it that your bodily functions temporarily shut down in order for you to continue playing. I have a personal member, someone personal in my life, I won't mention, who is in that age group. And that's all he's done since he was 14. He's just played that game, the online games, because you create your online avatar. And for those of you who don't know what that is, that's a picture that you want to represent you, and it never will, because you're not going to pick the real you. You're going to pick the you that you don't want. The you that you want. Now, it has the power to suspend the need to eat, drink, or use the bathroom. Can be up for 24 hours. It's very difficult to assess, I imagine, as a parent, whether your child is suffering from gamification until it's too late. Unless you impose stricter rules on how long they can spend in their own bedrooms, because the person I'm referring to spent his entire, maybe 6 years in his own bedroom doing that. And he had a team of wizards and dwarfs and elves in one game, and he was a axe wielding something in another game. And he'd do tutorials on YouTube, and they're very popular. You can see them now. There's lots of tutorials of people showing you how to play the game better, grow, get more magic points, get a new potion. Now, I have to confess, I played computer games up until I was about 26, but it was social then. We played sports games, so like FIFA or football, one against the other, or cricket or rugby. Or we might play an adventure game. We'd always play together. At no point would it ever occurred to me to play a computer game on my own. And then if I found that I was playing with other people I didn't know, that would freak me out. So there is an issue there, and it is bigger than social media in terms of its capacity to cause physical harm to the person in doing it, and the difficulty in undoing it, because it's so unknown, and what the levels are, what the blood oxygen levels, hormone levels, what makes the body be able to suspend itself for 24 hours, whereas otherwise in any other circumstance it couldn't. So we're going to face a difficult 5, 10, 15 years. I know I won't be around to see it all, and I'm pretty glad of that. The world needs, in my opinion, stronger boundaries. And stronger immigration, I do agree with, but I mean stronger boundaries. Certainly around teachers and what they're allowed to teach, curriculum. I think that should have an independent body to review each piece of curriculum. For an example, recently in England, a young group of teenagers, or maybe even pre-teenagers, threw a riot at the school, tipped and destroyed loads of property because the school banned them using TikTok in lessons. Now, I have found out about TikTok. I did say I'd never watch it, I'd never use it. I got exposed to it by accident, and I was like, "That's nuts! What's going on with that?" And so I said TikToky, and I call it that because that's a TikTok. I was like, why does it keep repeating itself? So, it has to be under a certain amount of time. I was like, why? Why is this happening? What is it we're doing that we need to be limited to such a small amount of time? Like a YouTube short, under a minute. What point can you really make in under a minute? Good for a joke. Good to pass on a single message. So I could say, very briefly, I could easily say, it's better to assess things thoroughly before judging them, therefore you'll make less mistakes. Turn it off. That's me as a psychologist saying something sensible. And apparently that will make me more accessible to people. But I'm only here to be accessible to people who can have a benefit from my experience, and on the selfish side, to be able to share it. As I'm, not terminally well, so I want to get as much out there as I can. So thanks for listening. If you don't know about gamification, but you are worried about it, it's all over the internet, so have a look. And my advice to parents is just limit the amount of time they get, and they'll be fine. Anyway, thank you for listening to The Problem with Being Awake. I'm still Ben, and good night. See you soon. And please, like and subscribe if you liked it. If you didn't, you've already left. Night.